Hey there, everybody. It's Jeffrey St. George, coming back to you with what I hope is the final installment of Acting is Arguing, which is chapter 4 of Thinking Shakespeare by Barry Edelstein. The previous video was a monologue from Romeo and Juliet, and that was really my first time doing that exercise as Barry outlined it. So this is a relatively new book to me. So I haven't had a chance to actually put it into practice yet. And so that was the first time that I did it. It was the first time I was approaching text as though it was an argument. I don't think all of Shakespeare's lines are arguments. I've read a good deal of Shakespeare between reading this book and now, and while there's very clear arguments, sometimes I don't know if we could necessarily characterize everything as an argument. So I don't know if I'm misinterpreting Barry when he says that acting is arguing in the terms of Shakespeare, or maybe I'm just trying to make a rule out of something that's just a guideline. It's hard to say, but I picked this monologue because I thought it was a really clear instance of where one of Shakespeare's characters was using logic to convince another character of something. So my argument was basically, Romeo is not coming back. That is a fact. You need to marry Paris. He is beautiful, and he was better than Romeo ever was. And finally, Romeo is not coming back. So that's a pretty well-structured argument. It's got bookends. Romeo's not coming back. You need to do this for these 3 very good reasons. And in that way, it was an effective argument. But what strikes me when performing it, and certainly watching that monologue back, is that it doesn't feel like an argument, right? The character has this subtext placed over on top. In the nurse's case, it's that they love Juliet so much. And while I think the nurse would very much love for Romeo and Juliet to be together, the nurse recognizes that it's not in the cards at this point, and she needs to move on. And the nurse is trying to do what she believes to be best for Juliet by kind of breaking her heart and breaking her dreams. And the argument when I was originally doing this monologue some years ago was buried under this emotional context. And I feel like that's probably going to be the case for a lot of Shakespeare's work, is that you have the argument, of course, and then on top of that argument, you have character relationships, objectives, circumstances, moments before. And so the utility of acting is arguing. Did I find it a useful exercise? Yes, I think so. I'd want to sit in it further. I think it's definitely has the potential to be productive, and different things work for different people. So just because I wasn't instantly struck by lightning, oh my god, this is the best exercise ever, it doesn't mean that that's not going to happen for you. So I do recommend that you do it. So paraphrase. I found it most useful to paraphrase down to the shortest version before I started to try to figure out what exactly the argument was. And it was really in reviewing that video that I really solidified exactly what the argument was. So it's an interesting practice. I would recommend it. Give it a go. Thank you so much. I think this is the last part of Acting is Arguing. It's gonna come up again. So the way that this book is formed is that it grows. So by the end of the book, we're looking at scansion, we're acting and arguing, we're looking at opposites, we're doing all the wonderful things that are going to end up in this book. So I look forward to that journey with you together, and a sneak peek into what our next chapter is. I think it's called The Word Against the Word. So I'll have to review what in the world that means, and we'll find out together. Okay, bye guys. Oh, don't forget,